Well, St. Louis Mayor Tishaura Jones faces the voters in a major test at the polls tomorrow.
Three other challengers are running against the first-term incumbent, and polls show a three-way race at the top. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, caught up with the candidates as they crisscross the city on this final day before the primary.
Yeah, it's in these last moments right before Election Day when you can really get a sense of how the candidates are feeling about their chances. Mayor Jones, she's training her fire on Alderwoman Kara Spencer. And if the Jones campaign survives tomorrow's hurdle, well, we'll be in for a bit of a rematch. But there's a third candidate climbing in the polls. He may not have much money behind his campaign, but can Michael Butler pull off an upset?
The day before an election,
I'm feeling good.
the vibes are almost always high for politicians seeking high office.
We're feeling the energy of the polls today.
Except in this race,
I'm feeling cautiously optimistic.
recent polls show the incumbent trailing and a third challenger gaining momentum. Are you still running as an underdog?
If people love an underdog, then yes, I'm your guy.
Recorder of Deeds Michael Butler spent his afternoon greeting voters here outside the Booter Public Library in South City. If he can get one out of every three voters in this part of town to pick his name, he likes his chances to pull off an upset.
We feel like we're going to make the final, and then it's anybody's race.
What's that final message to voters on their way into the polls?
The pitch is easy. I like Mike, and I think people are agreeing with that by this time. They've seen the signs, they've heard the messaging, they've seen the great debate that you were a part of at Harrisville State University, and they're ready to make their decision.
At City Hall downtown,
I've always run from behind.
Mayor Jones brushed off a Remington research poll showing her in a distant second.
While I'm concerned about those numbers, I'm not super concerned.
We caught up with frontrunner Kara Spencer at her headquarters after she returned from knocking doors in North City's Walnut Park neighborhood. Does Mike Butler have a shot tomorrow?
You know, it's interesting. I think everybody has a shot.
Last week, Spencer got an interesting vote of confidence from one of her colleagues
I think Kara would listen.
when veteran North City Alderwoman Pam Boyd started using similar themes from the campaigns for Spencer and Butler. A telling moment emerges when I ask her for her sense of where things are headed.
I'm just asking for basic services.
Do you think Tishaura is going to make the general? Really?
South St. Louis.
You think Michael Butler might?
I think it'll be off the record. Michael
Well,
Butler.
this is rolling.
I'm not saying nothing then. I'm through. I'm through talking. I'm done, Mark. No.
A bold prediction and a candid moment from Alderwoman Boyd. Look, she wasn't officially endorsing any candidate at this stage in the race, but her comments there still noteworthy because she and several other veteran black leaders in North City enthusiastically endorsed Tishaura Jones against Kara Spencer 4 years ago. Spencer, she spent many of her final hours of this primary in that very part of town testing the incumbent's strength in her own backyard.
When you do go to vote, remember the city of St. Louis uses nonpartisan approval voting for the primary on March 4th. So you can vote for just one candidate or you can vote for as many candidates as you approve of in each race. The top two vote getters will then face off in the April 8th general election, and on that ballot, you can only vote for one candidate. With the St. Louis primary just a day away, we have everything you need to know in our voter guide on KSTK.com. For a link, just text the word guide to 314-425-5355.
We'll have live election coverage on the free 5+ streaming app tomorrow. Our coverage starts at 8 in the morning. You can download the app just by searching KSTK on your Roku, Apple, or Fire TV.